Hey guys, um, for you that is watching this recording, so you're waiting for the people to join the meetup. So wait a minute, please. Okay, so I'm gonna start. So, so the idea today is basically is our first meetup, our first online meetup. Sorry. Um, And I'm gonna start giving a little introduction about our users group. So basically, for those who don't know, GURU Sorocaba in Portuguese means Sorocaba who users group. And we started in 2011. And despite this name, this groovy users group name, you're a polyglot act group. And Sorocaba is a city in the state of São Paulo in Brazil. And by the way, we love this city. And the community in Sorocaba is growing pretty fast in the past years. Like when we started, and considering now, like almost 6 years later, the community is pretty strong. So basically, we have some groups. The major ones are these ones that I'm listing here. We have Startup Sorocaba, which is a group focused on entrepreneurship and startup development. We have this Google Developers Group. We have meetups for other technologies like front-end, CSS, JavaScript, Node.js. Now we have this Python Sorocaba group and also the Rails Girls event. So the community is pretty strong nowadays. So it makes me very happy. And if you guys are not following us, so please follow us on Twitter. And also we have a group on Facebook, but most of the discussions are in Portuguese. And also we have a page, so the best way to keep on track of our events is following us on Twitter. And yeah, that's it. So let me check here things, and then we can proceed. So Carol was supposed to be here for her to present about Rails Girls, but as she was not here, she can present in the end of the event. Now we can keep going. So today we're gonna have a talk about Django tests, this Python word, so we have polyglots. And if you guys, I'd like to introduce you, Kátia. So Kátia, it's up to you now.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna share my screen. Let me see. So I can't hear anything, so I hope everybody's listening. Yeah.
Yeah, we are fine.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we are seeing.
Yeah.
We're good.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna start. I think. I can't. Just a moment.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna start now. So hello.
Okay.
Oh, hello everybody. I hope everybody can hear me. Thanks for being here. And today I'm gonna talk about testing, not only in Django, more like general testing. And I will focus on tests and on some tests and a few libraries and examples, but nothing so complicated. So I hope you can follow me. So I'm Kátia. I'm from Brazil, and I'm based in Czech Republic now. And I studied computer science, and I'm Django developer at Kiwi.com. I love traveling and photography, and I'm part of Django Girls. This year, in the beginning of the year, I wrote some posts on Medium, and I was talking about tests, and that's what I'm gonna talk about. It's basically this post, few other things other than that. Just to make clear, I'm not an expert in tests, so I'm gonna talk about some libraries that I heard about, and some of them I use today. And let's see. So first of all, let's start from the beginning. So tests, we have a lot of types of tests, but here I'm gonna just talk about two of them. We have like unit tests that we test like specific parts, for example, function. And we also have like integration tests. We test like small parts combined together. It's so oh, you cannot see. Okay. let's just give me 1 minute.
That's fine. Take your time.
Sorry.
No worries. So for the guys that are watching, so there is a live chat. You guys can interact. So we'll try to answer the questions. And of course, in the end of the event, we're gonna have a special time for questions and answers. So don't worry.
Okay. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Sorry for that.
Yeah, no
No
worries.
problem.
Why should I test? You may have heard this question before, and I'd like to ask you, like, why shouldn't you? I'm sure, like, most of the people truly believe that tests are important, but it takes time, and we know that. And I agree that it takes time, but we need to think about like how much time you spend like fixing bugs after like releases, and also it becomes like low priority because we always have something else to do, something like more important, or that you need to start or finish, or something urgent like bugs to solve, and exactly those bugs that you have because you don't have tests. So now that, oh, yeah, we have like monolith tests, and we need to test like for each change or scenario that we have. And can you think about like how many cases you need to cover? And even for integration tests, we have like more complicated business logic, and we have like much more cases to cover. So I'm sure like if you don't have tests soon enough, you will spend more time finding and fixing those nice bugs. So about the importance, what do you think it's more important? Like guarantee that the last feature is working properly, like with tests, and or you just start a new task and like after a few days or weeks you need to return to the previous one, and exactly because you don't have tests and you didn't catch those bugs. So now that you know like how important are the tests to keep the system with like less bugs as possible, I'm gonna start and ask like, what should I test? But to start, I'm gonna talk about what you shouldn't test. Like building functions or libraries, for example, datetime library in Python, or code built into the framework. For example, in Django, we have like model fields. We don't need to test these kind of things. So for everything else, you should have tests. And for example, everything like custom methods, models, views, forms, template tags, middleware, and so on. Like for everything like customized, you should have tests. So now that you know like how essential is the tests and what exactly you should test, so should I write the tests after or before? Most of the people like usually test after, but we have like test first. It's something really interesting for me, like, and I have some experience with some course that I did, yeah, from Henrique Bastos. I don't know if someone knows him, but I did this Welcome to the Django course last year, and it's all focused on like TDD, so test first. And at the beginning, it seems like really boring, really boring, because you want to code like new features or think about the logic and everything, and you start by the tests. And but if I should like give you an advice, I would say like try it, give it a try, and try this test first. Like start from the beginning and step by step with unit tests, like simple tests, and you will see like it will become part of your day. Like it's really nice. So about Django, I don't know if everybody knows Django, but it's a high-level Python web framework. It's free and open source. I'm Django developer, so I work with Django. I'm gonna talk about some libraries in Python, basically, but I'm not gonna get into details here. Maybe I will do like the second part of this talk, and I will talk more about the details. But now I'm gonna show some examples, like really simple examples. I hope everybody can understand. So back to 2006, the first issue created this add unit test framework for end-user Django applications. We had this issue and this comment as an added incentive. This is a feature that is present in Rails. So it's how it started. So we have this command, manager.py test. I'm not gonna talk about this in details, but you can check on the documentation. And from here, I'm gonna highlight some points and a few libraries mentioned on Anna's talk. Anna is from London, and last year and this year I went to some like conferences here, and I saw some like talks from her about tests, and that's why like it was like really interesting for me. And it's based on this talk, like few of the examples and other things. So you can check later the talk. There's a link here. The first library is the Factory Boy. It's a fixtures replacement tool, and it allows the replacement of data, like static and hard to maintain data, and generate like random inputs. And it's based on Factory Girl. I don't know, but I saw that it's Ruby. So my first example, my first code here. So this is an example for Factory Boy. We have some employee model, and we have like some attributes, and we create this function to generate the random like strings. So we have the employee factory that it's inherited from factory, and we just call like the function to generate this strings for us. So given that, we have the test. So this is a simple test. We create a new object from employee factory, and I'm just checking if it's not none. And the other test here, we can create like employee factory, and we can give some attributes that we want and pass as parameter. And here I'm checking if the last name it's the one that I set here. Okay, the next one is faker. So it generates fake data, but better than that, it generates like real values for us, and it's based on Rub Faker. Maybe you know. So this is an example. So I'm importing the faker, and I'm creating a new instance, and I'm generating some names, like 10 names, and it's done like here. The Factory Boy works with faker. So by using this Factory Boy plus faker, we would have something like this. So we create some factory, and here we use the faker and we pass the name. And the tests are the same, but here is like cleaner for us. So you don't need to create some like a new function to generate like some random thing. You just use faker. So the next one, the mutation test tool, it's multiply. It generates like small alterations on source code or bytecode, and it helps removing like possible weakness in the code. So here we have an example. We have this function. We are multiplying two numbers, And here I have the test. So I call this function and I pass like true and true. And I'm asserting with 4. So in this case, if you call this command, we will see something like this. So what this mutation tool does is like it changes the for example, in this case, like the multiplication by the division and some other things, and it runs, and if it should like fail for the other ones, like for these mutations, and when it fails, we say that the mutation was killed by the test. And we have like some mutation score, so we can see like all the mutations, the ones that were like killed, the ones that survived, and other things. And the last one, the last example, finally, like model Mummy. Mummy, it's like a smart way to create fixtures for testing Django. It's simple and it's a powerful API. And I actually use this here, like a lot. So this is an example. So we have a model kit, and we have like a few of like fields for this model. And with Mummy, you can just call like Mummy, you import Mummy and you call like make and kit, the name of the model, and it generates like all the fields for us. And one thing that I just want to say about this, that Mummy skips fields with null equals true or blank equals true. If it's not required, it doesn't create. And if it has some default value, it uses the default. So a little bit about test code coverage. There is something like really interesting about the talk, and I want to emphasize this from Anna's talk, that high coverage doesn't mean like high quality of code. So if you have like low coverage, we can say that we don't have many tests written. But if you have like higher coverage, it doesn't mean anything, like except that we reach a percentage of lines of code at least once. And this is even for like the more complicated lines of code. So if you just if you're just sure that we pass at least once, we can like pass once in more complex code, and it doesn't mean like high quality of like tests. So we can say when testing, more is better. But also remember that we need to refactor like tests. We cannot like start doing tests and then forget about, because the things are gonna change and new features, and something can something can like your test can fail because of like the new features or something. And also we need to remove unnecessary tests if you are not using anymore, or if you are skipping tests, for example. You should like see and you should check if it's necessary, or you should probably delete those tests. And also remove those that are not being used anymore. It's really important. Like, so it's not only about writing more tests, but keeping the consistency of how everything should work. Like the system, everything should be like consistent with the test. This is the like 3 tips from the talk. Some of them that I thought it would be like more important to speeding up your tests. So be vigilant of what gets creating in your setup test. You should like remove or reduce like unnecessary code if you're not using or you don't need for that test. You should like remove, and you shouldn't like save models objects if not necessary. So you can use in memory model like employee. You call the class instead of like employee objects create, for example. And you can like isolate unit tests because they are like more simple, and you can use even like PyTest instead of like Django. So this is an example. Let's say we have a bakery and we have some products, and we want to calculate the VAT for the products, is the tax. So we have the product model and the product questionnaire model. So the product model, it has a few fields and the VAT here. And we have some method to set the VAT to 20% and save. For the product questionnaire, we have a foreign key to product, and we have like 2 Boolean fields, is biscuit and is coated in chocolate. So we want to write some tests to make sure that if you have like biscuit and coated in chocolate, we set the VAT to 20%. So the first try, let's say we want to put this logic to the views. So we have the view, and here, for example, for form valid, I get the instance, the product, and I just check if the booleans are true, and then I call the set method to set VIT as 20. But here, so if you have this, we need to go through the router. We need to, here, the test. So we have this test. So we need to create a new product here. We need to call the questionnaire, and we send a post request with the booleans from the questionnaire. And here we need to go through the router. We interact with the database. We send the input and we receive the output. But let's say we have like something better to do. Let's try to put the logic to the forms. So here we have the form for the questionnaire. And on save method, we get the product questionnaire. We check the cleaning data, and if it's true, we set the product to VIT equal 20. So in this case, the test, we just need the form, and we can check the form if it's valid and save the form. So in this case, we remove the routing, but we still need to interact with the database, and we need to send an input and receive an output. So the third one, so let's try to separate the class. We can create like classes, and we need to do that like more often. And let's say let's create some VIT calculator, a new class, like separate from everything, and we define a new method here, and here we check if those booleans are true. We return the value 20. So the test here, in this case, we can just create a new instance from VIT calculator and just check if it's 20. So here we removed the router and the interaction with the database. So we can even use like simple test case that doesn't interact with the database. So if you move the logic to a separate class, we can precisely test only what is necessary in this case, because we don't care about the form or the router. So we just create a new class here, and we can even like create more other ones that's gonna be like different. And if something change, we can just change in one place. It's even cleaner. So I talked about the some examples, like simple examples, but you need to think that functional tests are still like really important, and like to validate the contract between the unit tests. So we have the unit ones, the simple ones that still are really important, but we cannot like forget about the integration tests. So here, I just want to, like you need to recognize the value of having tests. This is the first step. And you should like start from the beginning with simple unit tests. Because even like unit tests are better than no tests at all. So that's my advice. And by the time like testing will become part of your day. So like today I always have tests, not always, but most of the time we have tests for like new things. And that's it for me. Thank you.
Hey, Kátia. Thank you so much. Pretty good. So before we open for questions and answers, Carol is going to talk a little bit about the Rails girls that they are organizing in Sorocaba. So, Carol,
Hello.
it's up to you.
Yeah. So hello, guys. I am Carolina Pascali Campos, one of the Rails Girls organizers here at Sorocaba. And for you who don't know what is Rails Girls, it's an event that exists worldwide. Then is to give tools and a community for women to understand technology and programming. It was born in Finland, but now it's global. It's a free event where we hope to inspire women and show that the technology world is for everyone. So we are going to have amazing talks and teach the basics of prototyping and programming. It's going to happen on mid-June at Space Sorocaba. We are looking for mentors and participants. So you can find more at railsgirls.com/Sorocaba. So if you're a girl or no one would like to participate, please ask her to join us. I think that's
Pretty good. So I'm going to share the link in the live chat so you guys can follow it up. And yeah, pretty good. So thank you, Carl. So now we're gonna have this time for questions and answers. I have a question. I can start. So,
Okay.
no, first of all, thank you very much for your time for your presentation. I think that this testing subject is very, very important for software development in general, not only for Ruby or Python, but this is very, very important. So I have a question based on your current experience working on Kiwi.com. So we know that integration specs are very good because of the coverage. You can like have a good code coverage, but they are also very, very slow. So what's the approach you guys follow at Kiwi.com about this integration specs? Like what you guys cover with integration?
I need to think. I need to say something. I work for Kiwi.com, but I don't work with Django in the website. So the website is in Python, and they use like Bottle, if I'm not wrong. But I'm here like working with Django in another internal system, so I'm not really sure like about the website, but we kind of have this kind of problems with our system. Yeah, but we have like right now we have we are in this project for a year. I started this project actually. And we have like 700 tests right now, or 800. So it's really good actually. But as I said, it doesn't mean like anything. But if you have tests, it's something like at least.
Okay, that's good. So we have one more question for Bruno Soares. Is asking, is there more than these two types of tests? If you can type here later, I will take a look. Okay. So he made this question when you are talking about, I think, unit and integration tests. So he's asking if there are more type of tests that, you know, I mean, like kind of tests.
Other kind of tests?
Yep.
Yeah, we have more kind of tests. But it's basically yeah, we have like unit tests and integration tests, and we have this functional tests. For example, we have like more tests. If I want to have like a second part of this talk and go like more in details about this, but like this is the first one, so I want something like more like simple. But we can do this.
Okay, fine, very good. We have one more question from Felipe. He's asking.
I have a question as well.
Okay.
Kátia, you told us about testing before, and which one do you prefer in your day-to-day?
To be honest, today I do the test after, like most of the time. But I'm trying to do the TDD because of all these reasons that I said, and because of this course. Yeah, it made me think about like how it's better like to have the test before, because you just define all your cases and you can just run the tests. I don't need to, sometimes like I have so complex things that I need to do, and sometimes I need like to clean my database or do something like more, I need to create things like more specific, and I need to create like the whole thing of that I could create on like setup test, for example. And
Let's see. Sorry.
no, it's okay.
Do you think TDD is approach you can take as a solo developer, or it would be better if the entire team adopt it?
Like in my opinion, like everybody is different. Like, but like for me, tests are important. If you have tests, it's okay. Like, it doesn't matter. Like if you are gonna make after or before, unless you. But if you have tests, it's okay. I'm trying to do the TDD like. And I like this approach.
I see. Thanks. Any more question?
Actually, I have one more question from the other Felipe. He's asking, Kátia, what do you think about the managers that didn't care about tests? How do you, or how to bring them to this topic?
Yeah, it's really hard because they keep asking for new features and they need like new things because the people needs to see like new things happening, and like tests they're not seeing. So yeah, I think they don't really care much about tests, and because the managers they cannot, they don't see the code, and it seems that we are working like the hours and there is nothing else. But I think we should talk to them. It's really hard. Wow. I will talk, but I understand that like many companies, it's not that easy, but you should like approach this with carefully, I would say, and show them that it's really important. Show like numbers or research or something.
Yeah, cool. So, one more question from our friend Bruno. He is asking, Katja, how smooth was for you to get used to TPD?
Sorry?
So he's asking, I would say like how hard or how easy or smooth was for you to get used to TPD, like how you get used doing test-driven development.
Yeah, actually I'm in this process right now because I'm still like writing tests after, like most of the time. But actually I started doing this after this course that I did, the Welcome to the Jungle. And I'm trying, like, but yeah, it's for like someone that I used to do the tests after or don't have tests at all. It's really hard. But yeah, you need to try. Like I said, like you should like give it a try, because I think that some people don't really like this approach or doesn't work for them. It can work for you or it cannot. Maybe it's I cannot say it's the best approach. It's just like another one that you can try.
Okay, cool. So we have one more question. The questions are popping up pretty good. From Ricardo Ehara. So it's making actually two questions. So the first one is it common for tasks to be bigger than the project itself?
No, I don't think so. Something is wrong. You should like have small tests, like specific things. You cannot have like a big test, like doesn't make sense. You should break your big tests in small tests. Something is weird.
And the other question is, do you spend more time writing the test or implementing the feature?
I would say half. No, like more feature probably, but maybe, I don't know, 60% of new features and bugs and everything, and like 40% because like today we have this. We work on GitLab, and we have like 2 checkboxes. One for changelog. We need to write the description of the change, and we have another one for tests. So we always remember that we need to have tests. If necessary, like few things that we do doesn't need tests, or maybe we cannot have tests or something, but most of the time we do the tests.
Okay, pretty good. So we're running out of time.
I have another question.
Okay,
I have
go
another.
Okay.
Kátia, what were the most common challenges you get with when traveling from Brazil to Czech Republic and basing yourself there?
Oh, it's really hard. I think, first of all, the food. Oh, I miss the food. Of course, like my family, my friends, but it's a new experience for me, and it's really great. I don't regret anything. Like I'm here for a year. This like right now, this month, and I don't want to come back.
So based in this question, I'm curious to know your recommendations for other Brazilians or other people around the world that they want to go abroad and to work for an international company. So what are your current recommendations for that?
Right now, I think I know a lot of people that want to come to Europe or maybe somewhere else. I always say like update your LinkedIn. Like it's really important. I received like a lot of messages on LinkedIn here, and maybe because I'm here already. So for sure, it's easier for them if I'm here. But it's not impossible like for those who are in Brazil. And I have friends like coming, and it's really nice. But like the LinkedIn is really important, and I would say like look for something that you want, that doesn't like I just want to go and anything, but just check like if you really want to do that, if you should know about the place, because I'm here living a year for a year here, not here in Czech Republic, and but I've been here before, so I knew the city. That was like easier for me. Yeah, that's it. But if someone needs to talk or want to ask something, just contact me on any place, Facebook, Twitter, or email. I will share the presentation as soon as possible. And you can contact me or add me on Facebook. It's okay.
Awesome. Pretty good, pretty good. Like, we don't have any more questions, and we're running out of time. So, thank you one more time. Thank you, Felipe. Thank you, all you guys that were watching and helping us to grow the community to practice English. So, this events are from the community to the community. We're doing these things for people to share knowledge, and now that you're running those online meetups, they are all in English, and it's pretty good for us to be inside, or at least to be involved in this international environment.
Mm.
So thank you very much, guys. This video will be recorded on YouTube. So if you are watching this not live, but after, and also when Kátia shares the presentation, we will share this on Twitter, on Facebook, and feel free to contact us. We are here to help. So, thanks, everybody.
Just
Thanks, everyone.
want to say thank you and sorry for the English and everything, but it's my first presentation in English, so I hope the next time will be better. I'm gonna try.
Congratulations. It was very good.
Thank you.
That's very nice. It's very important for us to always keep challenging ourselves. So that's very nice. Thank you, guys. Have a nice evening. And for
Thank
us
you.
here,
Yeah.
good night.
Yeah, like 1 a.m.
Time to sleep.
I'm at the office.
Enjoy.
See you guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.